Good morning. Well, if you're a frequent viewer of my videos, you'll be very familiar with this red lawnmower. Now, it is missing the bonnet, it's terribly faded, but up until now it has been a very good mower. Unfortunately, the other day when I went to use it, there's something wrong with the cutting deck and it started blowing a fuse. And I was expecting the owner to get some spares for it. The part that we think is faulty is £350, plus then fitting it, so the owner did say unexpected. He's brought a new one. Now I say new, it is still second hand, so it's not brand new, but it's shiny. And it's got a bonnet. So yeah, the owner's been out and cut the field with this already, so I won't be doing that with it. But I do need to cut around the lake, so I'm going to go and give it a go. But there's a couple of things I need to do first. Now, the first thing is this plate here. So apparently that's a mulching plate, so it just cuts it and drops everything underneath. I want to change it for a chute that spits out the side, and I haven't got any instructions for it, so let's make a start. Well, we knew this would be the case. So I haven't actually got all the parts here. I thought this spring thing had something to do with the flap, but I think that's a new modification they've made to it to stop you if you drive into anything from catching the mower deck and damaging it. So that has nothing to do with it. To get this off looks quite easy. There's a bolt there and a bolt there, and I think that just lifts off. You've then got this flap here that goes on there, and there's a metal pin that should go through that and a spring to keep this down. Now unfortunately the metal spring and the pin are both missing. Now fortunately I had some metal bar like that, and I've managed to make this little peg here. I've drilled a hole through the end there so I can use this little bit of wire to fix it in place, and hopefully gravity will hold that down, it won't bounce too much, so we'll put that in and see how it looks. Right, well that seems to have worked, so let's go give it a try. All we need to do is get it out of here without hitting anything. Yeah, that's a bit tight. Right, well I've got it round here and I've had a bit of a play on the way. And yeah, it is cutting lovely and quiet. There is just a couple of problems with the safety features. I think they're going to get very irritating. So there's a pressure sensor in the seat. Now that's quite common on any lawnmower like this. They don't want you getting up whilst the mower deck's spinning, because obviously that could cause problems. And if you do get up, it'll cut the engine out. Now that's not a problem, but I thought once you've turned the blades off underneath and put the handbrake on, that you'd still be able to get up and the engine would stay running. Unfortunately, it still cuts the engine out the second you get out of that seat, which means every time I've got to open a gate, I've got to restart the engine. So I'll have a quick look and see if that's an adjustment issue. If not, that is going to get very tiring very quick, because there's quite a few gates to go through. The other thing that I found is, for some reason, well, despite this being exactly the same model as our previous mower, it won't go in reverse whilst you're cutting, unless of course you're holding this button. So the previous mower, you could just go forwards, backwards, whatever, while you're cutting. Now that's not too much of an issue. It's something I'll just have to get used to. Problem is, I was on a slope and I put it in reverse and the engine cuts out because it goes, oh no, you can't go backwards while you're reversing. And now I'm pointing downhill without an engine, which, yeah, that's a bit worrying because it has automatic brakes on it. Fortunately, it's got the handbrake as well, so I didn't go careering down the hill like I thought I might. But yeah, not sure if that's a good feature or not, because I can't see people going that far in reverse whilst the mower's working. But yeah, so I'm going to give it a quick go on this area here, because this is nice and long, and then I'm going to go around the lake, although the lake isn't looking too bad. So yeah, let's see how we do here. Right, well that seemed to work. Need to get the strimmer on the edges, but that's got the bulk of it down. Now that was a lot of button pushing because there was a lot going backwards there, but this area really is a bit small for a ride-on mower. But then we're onto the lake now, which is what I actually need it for. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Right, that is round the lake cut. All I need to do is tidy up the edges of the strimmer now. So yeah, mower's working well. There's a few little things on it that, because it's the same model as the previous one, it feels a bit weird using it. But some of its things, simple things like the steering wheel, doesn't have the same sort of grip as the old one, despite being exactly the same size and shape. But I think it's just because it's shiny and been polished and is new. So yeah, but yeah, that reversing function, that is going to do my head in. And I think that might be becoming disconnected at some point. Seat sensor, like I say, we'll have to see if we can adjust that, because I don't really want it shutting down every time I go through a gate. But yeah, it's doing well. So yeah, I'm going to go and finish tidying up around the lake. This is only a short update, so I'll end this video here and I'll see you later. I think we're going to have to find a better storage solution. It seems a shame having something so nice and then just chucking a tarp over it. I think it needs a shed.